The obsessive New York quest for a good kindergarten revolves around one great mystery. What are the schools looking for? Kristen Hart is touring Calhoun, the 7th private school she's seen.
It would be really nice if you could just relax. I don't think that will happen. You know, I'm often asked the question, how do we gauge a child as a prospective student based on a play date or a school visit where we're just observing?
Good morning.
It's not a happy thing to think about being selective. Nonetheless, we have to choose somebody because we have, in an average year, 10 to 15 places in kindergarten, and we will stop interviewing somewhere at 125 to 150.
Caleb is one of the children being observed. At Calhoun, parents are allowed to watch the playdate. For Kristen, it's not a reassuring experience.
I like that school, but on the other hand, when I took Caleb in, he went to the dollhouse area, and my son begins to like have the doll figures in the dollhouse spank each other. And I'm thinking, what is he doing? And then they tried to get them over to draw a picture. So, and then I was so happy because I see him, you know, busily drawing something. And I'm thinking, you know, he's actually drawing something. And then the teacher said, well, Caleb, what is that? And Caleb says, it's a gun. The whole thing is just realizing how, you know, it's just getting sicker and sicker. My son is completely aware of the pressure, and he's completely aware at this point that, like, his behavior is going to determine our future, which is insane because he's 4.
I don't take any joy in being part of this highly selective, highly intense, crazy process. And I can only have my own voice in trying to de-intensify it, try to bring some humor and humanity to it. But I don't think it's healthy. I don't know what to do about it because it's the reality of life in New York City, but believe me, it doesn't jive with the life in many other places around the country.
Across town, the Brickens have just left their 30th appointment at Allen Stevenson, where parents aren't allowed to watch the playdate.
I was talking to my friend. She and her husband's coats got stuck in the room where the kids had their playdate, and one of the school people went in and couldn't find the coat, so they said, okay, you can go in, but you have to be really fast because you don't want to disrupt the class. So she said, within the 30 seconds that he was in there, they were drilled. Susan, how many plants are there? John, how many is in a dozen? George, if it's noon, what time is it? I mean, it's like, I don't think Jack knows any of those questions.
We have to remember that Jack is still only 4 years old. If he was a genius and could, you know, run my business, he'd be with me now running my business at 4 years old. But, you know.
What are these letters?
The ABCs.
They're the ABCs, exactly. And
it's like ridiculous when you know what? Yeah, he's 4 and he's gonna read someday, he's gonna write someday. You know.
G, because garden starts with the letter G.
The fact that, you know, I hear a lot of people getting really high test scores and then thinking, oh, well, what if Jack doesn't? Then is he not going to be the chosen one? You know, if this is the bar and the bar is really high, you know, you want him to be up there, up to par. So then it makes it, well, maybe I should be doing more. And then it taps into my whole, am I a good mother? You know, all that stupid stuff. So.
Today, Kimani finds out if he gets his dream, a spotted hunter for Amina. It all comes down to one question. Will Amina's test score of 96 be high enough for Hunter's second round?
It's 97 percentile or higher, which means we didn't get in. Sucks.
Yeah, it sucks. That's that, then.
So now I guess we hope that we get into Anderson.
But for Kristen, the cutoff is good news. Caleb got a 98. He's into Hunter's second round. But there's no guarantee he'll get a place. So Kristen's still looking at the private schools and finding it difficult.
I toured a public school, and it was so great to just be myself, talk politics with other people in line, to just not have to pretend to be somebody that I'm not. I have applied to all these private schools, but from what I understand, the competition is ridiculous. Maybe if I don't care, then something magical will happen. Because the interviews that I took Caleb on were not successful. He's picking up on the competitive thing. He can't relax and play because he sees people with clipboards. He's not an idiot. Next week, we're going to Browning, which, like, that's really the stuffiest one of them all. Should I put him in a tie? Should I? We don't have a tie.
Although Amina's Stanford Binet score has kept her out of Hunter, Anderson, the other top public school for gifted children, uses a different test, the OLSAT. The city has provided parents with a prep kit.
Bring your focus to page 4. Look at the pictures in the boxes at the beginning of the row. In the next part of the row, mark under the picture that shows what belongs in that box. Remember to take your time. Don't rush. When I'm reading to you, you're already picking and you're rushing and you're going too fast, okay? You gotta stop and take your time. Go to the next one. As a teacher, I hate it, but we have to do what we have to do.
2 weeks later, it's the do-or-die playdate for Kristen and Caleb at Hunter's second round. Caleb will be competing against 250 other academically gifted children for 48 spots.
Imagine 4-year-olds coming to a strange building, surrounded by strangers, and they're going to a room that they don't know who the teacher is, they don't know what's going to happen. That's pretty amazing for 4-year-olds to line up and do that.
But Kristen is worried that Caleb has gotten off to a bad start.
So they had all the kids sitting at a table and gave them paper and stickers and colored pencils and asked them to draw something, and he didn't make a single mark on his page, but he took a page of stickers that he liked and he surreptitiously folded it up and like stuck it in his pocket to take home. And then after that, he just sat in one spot, picking his nose and eating no boogers for like 15 minutes. Looking really unhappy and sort of like looking around and sort of like, what the hell is this? And yeah, I didn't know you could pick your nose for as long as I saw him pick his nose. Like, stop picking your nose.
Next, Barry and Stephanie come face to face with the odds against them.
You have 400 kids applying for 25 spots.